Сегодняшние места показывают классный баланс между природой, современными технологиями и старинным ремеслом, по крайней мере, на этом кадре. И на следующем кадре вы можете увидеть разницу. С одной стороны, у нас используются дроны для доставки бамбука, а с другой стороны, старая техника транспортировки материалов. Мы начали поездку с бамбукового театра, так называемый арт-объект, который полностью создан из бамбука, который растет на этой территории. Здесь меня попросили показать рисунки с первого дня поездки, а дальше из этого бамбукового театра мы переместились в музей. Музей крутой по нескольким причинам. Во-первых, он наполовину врезается в гору, и вот там на фоне можно увидеть кусочек горы, который является полноценной частью интерьера. Во-вторых, архитектор нам объяснила, что она постаралась передать рельеф горы с помощью вот такой деревянной конструкции. Если присмотреться, можно увидеть, что она неоднородная по всей длине, и она меняется, учитывая особенности рельефа. То есть, когда ты смотришь на здание со стороны, ты видишь то, что кровля повторяет оригинальный ландшафт территории. И именно вот в этом классном здании я решила взять интервью у Пабло. Пабло — чилийский архитектор, который на протяжении уже 16 лет живет в Китае, в Пекине. А мы начинаем. As I remember, you came here 16 years ago.
Yes.
It was an offer from Chinese company or Chinese university?
No, it was actually the Chilean Architectural Office Association.
Mm-hmm.
They had done some visits to China like in 2007, 2008, right before the Olympics, where there was this huge construction boom in Beijing. And, 2007, 2008, there was a world financial crisis. So there was no work for Chilean architects in Chile. So they said, there's so much work in China. We need to try to find work for Chilean architects in China. So with the support of the Chilean government, they had a plan to open a commercial office in Beijing. So a friend told me, the association is trying to find people who would like to apply for, to lead this office. And I was about to be fired from my job at the moment, and so I applied and I got the job. So that's how I came to China, actually, working for the Chilean Association of Architectural Offices. But that lasted like around 5 years, and then I found work in a Beijing office.
How it feels like to live in two countries at the same time? You mostly live in here or you go back home as well?
I go home to visit. My home is Beijing. I live in Beijing, in China, and always I've been very lucky to find good work. After this period with the Chileans, in which my job was more like promoting Chilean architecture, actually, marketing, which I had never done before, but I did it. And then after that, I went back to an office. I found work at an office in Beijing, doing what I did in Chile with designing. And I've been very lucky actually to find good work. Of course, in China, there's so many things to do and all kinds of projects, large scale, small scale. So I think to me, that's 50% of, what supports me as a human being is I'm happy at my job. And the second is have good friends, have a good partner, and so I'm fine here in China with that. That's covered.
Was it hard to adapt to Chinese culture since you're a foreigner? I mean, as I know, you don't speak Chinese fluently.
I don't speak Chinese fluently. Well, I think it's easy for foreigners to live in the big cities because the big cities are quite cosmopolitan, There's the first thing, almost everybody from a certain age can understand English, so there's no issue with communication. And at work also, it's possible. It's not difficult to be able to work in English. And then because this Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, Guangzhou, they're big cities, you find different cultures, different people, different kinds of food from all over the world. So it's not really difficult. But of course, you have to have the ability to adapt, and because not many people can be away from their country for too long, maybe 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, but then they need to go back. I'm not like that. I adapt. Maybe the important things, like I mentioned before, are covered, and then love for travel and to travel. China is so big, you can spend your whole life traveling in China and always find something new. So I think that, to me, that's more than enough. But we are lucky to get really interesting projects. But of course, we have to compete with other LDIs that are just as important or just as good. from all over China. But I'm always having interesting things to do, whether big or small. So in that sense, I also feel very lucky.
Next question is about advice to younger generations, especially for students who just graduated from bachelor, for example. One advice for young architects.
You know, I've had to kind of answer this same question several times recently because I have young colleagues as well who kind of sometimes struggle because it's kind of difficult to find the perfect job. Some work environments provide very cool projects to do, and you feel very happy to be doing this and learning, but they pay very little. Or your boss is not very nice, or you have trouble dealing with other people at work. However, the projects are really nice, and you're very happy doing them. Other companies offer another combination of, you know, they pay you well, but the projects are not good. They're not challenging. You're not learning anything. However, you can save money, for example. Others, you know, maybe have good work, but you live in a city that just an average city, no interest. Or other jobs, you have to work so much, you have no time for social life or any other kind of activity. So there's no perfect situation. So I think you have to realize where you are. What are the good things? Are these good things important for you? Okay, and then just be okay with, for this period of time, for this moment of my life, I am learning about this. I'm not able to save money. I need to, you know, live very cheaply. I don't have much social life, but at least I'm learning a lot. This kind of architecture or this kind of environment, whatever. Or the other, I'm able to save money, but the work is not very challenging. So, okay, maybe 4 years, 5 years is enough, and then I need to move in another direction. The thing that I was talking with my young colleague was, he was a little bit frustrated because he's very talented, but he felt a little bit like a screw in a machine. They always asked him to do things that were not really interesting, and he did them fast, so it wasn't very challenging for him. So he was feeling very frustrated. So I told him, okay, you know, the company is not going to take care of your professional development. You have to take care of your professional development. So I told him, I advised him, every weekend, take a walk in Beijing. Go see just one building that it's cool and learn from it. Take on your own hands your professional development. Even you don't have much free time because work is too much. Just one little leisure trip on a Saturday, an hour on a Saturday. Just go take a walk or look at Arch Daily for just 1 hour. You don't have more time? Just 1 hour per week. Explore something you like. If you have time, try to design something that's cool for you. The company is not going to encourage you for this necessarily. They might, but probably not. So you have to do it for yourself.
It's your own responsibility.
It's your own responsibility. So these are the good things, and these are the things that are not really that good. So make a plan. Okay, 5 years here, and then find another job. Don't be frustrated because you're not getting everything you want in this particular situation.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey.
What was the most maybe difficult or challenging task in your practice?
The relationship with clients. That thing is hard. Maybe also because I don't speak Chinese, so I'm not able to have a more direct relationship with the clients. Everything has to be translated for me. So whenever my colleagues translate, they don't give me the full picture. They only give me what they understood and then what they're able to translate. So I have like a partial picture of what the client wants. And also, when people talk, they might say, I want this and I want that. But the way they say it, you understand that they want something not exactly that. I'm not able to get that information usually from the client. So that's a little bit frustrating, that everything has to be filtered through other people. So it makes me in a way kind of work in a bubble because I can only work with the limited information in a way. But I am very lucky that my colleagues and my boss, they also protect me from the mafan that sometimes the relationship with clients have. They don't tell me most of the problems. They protect me, like, okay, you can just do this. So I'm a little bit more free also from the trouble that they have to deal with. So in a way, it's a little bit frustrating to be kind of working in the dark when you feel you don't have all the information you need. But at the same time, you get to deal with less problems. So it's a balance, I guess. But it's not an easy balance.
It's not
Sometimes because suddenly you do something and then the next week the client changes their mind. And you feel like, if I had understood what they were saying, maybe I could have foreseen this, but I can't. So in a way, it's what it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Как говорил один из моих преподавателей в Российском университете, на этой жизнерадостной ноте мы заканчиваем это интервью, а я ухожу делать новые видео. Остаемся на связи.